And here we have live Top Deck Games, the finals of the Vanguard weekly tournaments. Here we have is Lau Lau fighting Hanzen. Lau Lau and his petting zoo fighting with Hanzen and his army of beautiful ladies. What do you think is gonna happen in this matchup, Dio?
Wait lang.
Sorry, ako kaway. What do you think is gonna happen in this matchup, Dio?
Swarming.
Swarming.
Swarming. It will be swarming.
What do you think is the strength of Lau Lau's deck earlier when you fought him?
The power of the Hammskis, the hamsters, they will swarm you together.
So who do you think is the better? Who do you think is gonna win in this matchup? Who has the upper hand?
For me, the upper hand will be the Dual Knights because it is one of the metas today.
Yeah.
I mean, not like meta like from 8-tier deck, but if Hammsuke will get front triggers, yeah, you're dead.
Basically dead. Yeah, you're basically dead. But what do you think Lau Lau can do here to win against Hanzen? Yes, because I think everyone who has played Vanguard for the last 3 years knows that this is a very good deck ever since the release of this Salome. Because of the explosive power, as we have seen earlier, it's easily able to explode, deal 4 damage in 1 turn. But what do you think Lau Lau can do to be able to snatch a win against Hanzen's booby ladies?
For me, if second turn si Kuya Hanzen, si Kuya Lau Lau, if second turn siya, may chance siya na like to be upper hand if he got the G3 heals. So like
yeah, but we see here Hanzen is going first. So Lawrence might be able to...
Yes. It because skill ni the Salome very costly sa hand, and then at least may siya, may top card to draw. But yung ma-draw is puros mga like units, not trigger defensive. So like for me, na siya upper hand if ma-survive siya sa first GT turn niya.
Yeah, first GT turn.
Oh, Bishop 3 pa din. So like
yeah,
the
3. This is
like upper hand si Hanzen dan eh.
yeah, because it's just a good meta deck. And Lau Lau hitting his Hammskes early in the damage zone. I don't think he wants to see Hammskes. He wants to be able to call them later in the game, but as to be in the damage zone, it means he has no access to those cards unless if he heals them. Will Lau Lau do a multi-attack? Do you think this is a good time for Lau Lau to multi-attack?
I think sa first G3 turn niya. Yung first swarming.
And Hanzen says no guard. He knows that Lau Lau's swarming attacks is only useful or is only very strong if he is pushed to 4 to 5 damage. So saying no to early damage means he is safe to take those aggressive attacks early in the game and more damage triggers. So Hanzen here has ridden the first G3. Riding first G3 is very strong in the V premium format.
Especially it's Ashley.
Yeah, especially Ashley.
End of battle skill, he calls 2 units, 2 Dual Knights from the deck.
Yes, and since he has 2 Ashleys here, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks possibly here from Hanzen if he has enough soul to use. Will Hanzen use all those soul? And here he is going to use all the soul. I think he's gonna call yes. And another 10k from being ridden over. That G2 alone is now 30k. It's Lau Lau's. I don't think Lau Lau's gonna guard that. He can guard the Ashley. Ashley is only 18. But the G2 rear guard, that's easily 30k. Do you think this is the correct play for Hanzen? Hanzen is now just pushing his damage.
Yes, because in Hammsuke's part, doesn't matter that how many damage he has. As long as he has the hand cards he needs.
And another heal trigger. And
Oh, and
a
a crit.
crit trigger. Oh no, oh no, Lalo is getting pushed into the damage zone that Hanzen wants.
Double trigger.
Double heal trigger is very good for him. I know. And what? I think that's double draw? Double
Yeah,
front.
it's double draw.
A double draw. Yeah, double. It's good for Lalo defensively, but at the same time, it's very bad because those are perfect guards. He wants to see those later in the game and not early as damage. Hansen more multi-attacking more and more. Does he want to call over the Ashley though?
Oh, he will call over on that unit with the force marker though.
Yeah, but since the Vanguard is able to call two, yes, I think he wants to just push the damage at this point. Yeah. Here we go. He calling Cybele over to Ashley. Using Ashley's skill counterblast 1 to give the rear guard 10k and a critical trigger.
Trigger.
A critical, I mean critical additional critical from being ridden
I
over.
don't think so that unit.
Oh no, Hansen didn't use the effect. So I think that's just 9k. Yeah, I think it's just 9k. Yeah, because I think there was no point either way because he did hit.
The thing he will do, he will just show the normal units from the drop zone to the bottom to deck.
Yeah, just to reuse them later in the game. So I think Lalo here is safe due to hitting those two triggers.
Also, his hands is being crushed.
Yeah, his hands. Yes, I don't think I said enough handguards for the next turn. Riding G3 first is very explosive in the V premium format. The first player to get markers basically usually means easy win or easy game.
He doesn't have the G3 heals to save himself.
Yeah, I didn't have the G3 heals. So what will Hammsuke do at this point? Do you think Lao is able to do? What do you think Lao should do at this point?
Not see clearly.
Yeah, I think
he's gonna put the Hammsuke back, the G3 Hammsuke ride, then do the usual Hammsuke combo, the more marker and call many Hammsukes fight along with him.
Yeah, I think so.
We're just gonna hope that Hanzen won't get any defensive, so that Lalo will be on the upper hand. If so, he'll get this trigger.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be hard for Lawrence Lao because if I remember correctly, Hammsuke needs to discard 2 to be able to create an axle marker. So
yeah,
does Lao want?
but this time he's gonna fill up his front row units with Hammsuke, so he search for the deck. I think he's gonna search.
So what do you do now, Lao? How do you win this game?
The top 3.
Lao making sure that he is reading the effects correctly, or I think this is a text from his yayabs.
His girlfriend.
From his girlfriend. I think your girlfriend is looking for you, Lalo. This is the chance to just take the L.
maybe lunch break is up.
Yeah, lunch break is up and he needs to go back.
Needs to go back to work. There we go. He called 3 Hammsukes. Any number front row. Oh, so he has the opportunity to filter his deck so that he can draw all his front trigger.
Front triggers or heal triggers. If he can get his heal triggers, it means he has more breathing room for the next turn. But Hanzen here doesn't need to guard anything. He can just basically say no guard. And even if Lalo can launch multi-attacks, Hanzen can take 4 attacks, even 3. What do you do now, Lalo? And Lawrence is putting back Hammsuke to the direct to the bottom of the deck because he needs those combo pieces. He needs to call them, to ride them, do whatever he wants with them.
To reveal the grade 3 Hammsuke to rewrite.
Attacking the Vanguard. Here we go. No guard, like I said. Hanzen doesn't really care about the damage at this point. It's it's a heal trigger.
Yeah.
And now back to 3. Lawrence is now able to safely say to guard 1 later on. Discarding 2, rewriting into the...
He reveals the bottom of the deck. He reveals the Hammsuke. Then create another marker.
Draw 1. And will he discard another one for the... And
so, yeah.
he does. He wants another axle marker.
Yeah. I think there was a... Is that right? The Ashley is 13k and then Hammsuke is 12k. And
Yeah, actually it's 12k. I think Lala just wanted more draw, more filters.
No. I mean like the Ashley is 13k and then Hammsuke is 12k and then he got the trigger and gave it to the rear.
Oh,
And then but he took the damage. Oh. I think he's gonna play safe here. He's gonna attack the rear. I think so. He's gonna attack the van while swinging the rear.
I see what you mean.
Yep. There you go. Attacking the rear.
And attacking the Vanguard, this is 20k. Front
Oh, it's a
trigger.
front trigger.
And
there you go.
never mind.
And
Yeah.
also he got crit.
Basically, it's no point to this. No, another no guard.
Limit break once. Crazy.
Crazy.
No, but don't get crazy.
Look, listen, learn.
Look, listen, and learn.
Look, listen, and learn. Lawrence ending his turn. Hanzen is now able to explode the next turn. Show us the power of the
he
boogie
didn't
ladies.
discard the rear guards. Oh.
I think Hanzen is just gonna rewrite into as Salome now.
Yeah.
Salome is
He has Salome in his hand. I think so. Then procs the skill that gives crit.
And here we go. The Salome turn is ready and online. Hanzen is gonna push for game here. He wants to win. He doesn't want to give Lawrence any more chances.
Did you activate the on-play skill?
Yes, he counterblasted
Oh,
one.
yeah.
So now the Ashley has a 10k and a critical trigger. One drive check here one drive check critical can easily spell the end for Lawrence.
Oh, flow
He
gun
needs
attacking.
he needs to guard.
Flow gun is swing.
Local as a trigger is only 5k, but with the force marker, that's 15 plus 8, 23,000. A magic number. Lawrence needs to guard it.
Wait,
Third.
the Salome needs 3 units to be called over,
Yes.
right?
No, you need 3 units to call from hand.
Oh, call from hand.
Yeah. Salome here being 33,000 from the effect of the force marker and the Ashley, which was written over 33,000 to the Vanguard with a critical. 2 damage. First check.
Trigger. Oh, draw.
Draw trigger. Another one.
Ooh.
This is good for Lau Lau, but again, those are perfect guards that are not going to his hand.
Pwede nito.
Huh? I don't know what Lau Lau can do at this point. Oh.
It's crazy. I can see clearly.
Okay, let's go. What?
Oh, the damage.
Delayed,
Oh,
delayed.
draw.
Delayed.
Oh, yeah, it's delayed.
Hands in here with more multi attacks. What will Lawrence do? I don't know. the problem with Hammsuke is it's so combo reliant. And Hanzen is basically just staring through Lawrence's hand. Lao Lao can easily survive this, but does it mean he can win the game next turn? And then since this is an Ashley, Hansen can use the Ashley effect again and call another unit. And since it's the G2 gives a 10k power boost to whatever is placed on top of it, that's another 28,000 that Lao Lao needs to guard.
Yeah, and also when Ashley is being being called over, the unit that plays on her will gain crit. But unfortunately, I think he didn't call over to the Ashley. He called over to the other rear guard.
Yeah, but that one is free.
Yeah.
Another 28,000, and then if he uses the effect, another 5k power boost.
Oh. Oh yeah, since
Yeah, Lao Lao did get the draw trigger.
yeah.
Does Lao Lao even have enough hand cards to be able to multi-attack at this point? Hansen has more hand cards and a beefier field. And Force being a 13k power is really hard for Axel clans.
Yeah, I think he can do his rear right click.
No, he's stuck at Hammsuke.
Oh yeah, original Hammsuke. One draw, one crit. Yeah, sorry. Si Hanzen, nabilin siyang kamot yung search mo. Si Juan, wala siya triggers tayo sa kamot. So, sa trigger deck, like, uh,
What do you do now, Lao Lao? Can you even win this turn? Do you think Lao Lao can even inch a win?
so hard to type it.
Yeah, because Hansen has a commanding control over the game. Being able to explode on the first grade 3 right.
Oh, heal trigger.
Finally, another heal trigger. Lao Lao is given more breathing room. And he gives it to the rear guard.
I mean, that was a no pass since the attacking Hammsuke is 12k and then Shalom is 13, guard with 15 kills, so that would be 20.
Yeah, you're right. But at least Lao Lao here is able to just rip through Hansen's hand cards because he's pushed at 5. So more or less, Hansen might not be able to use Salom's skill again, but Hansen just needs 3 to be able to push back with the Salom effect. And uses a perfect guard just to save hand guards. I mean, at that point, Hansen doesn't really need all those perfect guards. Over trigger, DQ. Attacking rear guard. Yes, Hansen is preparing for the next Salome. Does he have enough soul though?
So wala siya didn't use dash 50 plus 2 to turn and
Yeah, I think he has enough.
so that
No guard. Salome attacks. Yeah, basically just don't. And here we go. Hansen has just basically won the first game. However, in the finals, this is best of 3. So Lawrence has a chance for the comeback. So what do you think about that, Dio? What do you think about the game?
Uphand to Hanzen, since he's a force user deck, and then the Hammsuke is relying on triggers, and then he didn't get any trigger at all on his turn,
Yeah.
in his drive check.
And it was very beneficial for Hansen to go first because him being the first G3 ride meant he was basically able to multi-attack using the Ashley.
Yeah, he also prepared the Ashley for the second turn Salome combo. So he basically, on the second turn, he ride the Salome drains crit, another marker to the Vanguard, another multi-attack for the Vanguard that has the force one, and then boom.
Boom, yeah, basically.
Basically, he has the upper hand.
Yeah.
The force being the having much 1,000
And
power higher. No,
that was, yeah, 1,000.
1,000 higher than the actual ones, because the D3 of the Axel, mostly of the Axel has 12k. So basically, the attack of the Vanguard relies on triggers or the boosted units. Since he doesn't have the boost unit, so he basically need the trigger.
Yeah, basically it's a hard matchup for Lawrence here. I don't even know why Force have 13k power and Axel only has 12. Do you think?
Axel doesn't have 12. It's because I think the force deck doesn't draw anything. Unlike the Axel, they draw one. Unlike the protect, they also gain a marker to their hands. So that's why that's the advantage of the force, just to be fair.
And do you think that's fair though?
Yeah, maybe.
And here we go. We're now back at the second game of the match. Lau Lau, I think, is going first at this point. They're just mulliganing. David. So, and then Dane, what about you, Dane? Are you gonna be a waste player later on?
Yes, will be a waste player.
Are you be playing waste?
Ano, order that first.
Lalo going first. Lalo going first.
Dapat the iconic word, crazy.
Crazy.
Look, listen, and learn. Lip bite and lip bite.
And here we have Lalo setting up the ride chain for the Hammsuke. Lalo needs the Hammsukes to be able to get additional pluses more into. Oh. Look crazy. So we have here one win for Hanzen. Oh. Ah, yeah. Okay, sila naman. Ta-da! But at this point now, Lalo is the first to go, so meaning he has the chance to basically multi-attack at grade 3 while Hanzen is still at grade 2. Do you think Lalo should just go all in at grade 3 ride?
For me, from our previous game, he didn't rush me, because if he do the additional marker thing, he will discard more, and then again, Hansen will have the upper hand to just do the shenanigans, do the the combo for the Ashley to do.
So you don't think it's good for him to do the combo early in the game? But do you think that's the only window Lau has, or do you think he can just save his hand cards for a better window later in the game?
It's so hard to say that, because Hammsuke needs to discard more to call friends from deck. And then basically you're just gonna discard all the defensive or the other stuff to call friends. And yeah.
Yeah. This is a very tough matchup for Lau here. Basically, we already just accepted that he is at at the back foot. Hanzen is basically the one in the steering wheel because of how explosive Jewel Knights is. But don't count Hammsuke yet. Don't count Hammsuke out yet. It's able to steal wins because of how many attacks it's able to do. And here we go. Lalo just ridden Hammsuke. And I think that's the OG Hammsuke. And here we go. Using the effect to call 2 more units. I think Lalo is going for the all-in here. Lalo is trying to push as much damage as possible to be able to...
Now he puts booster. Now he puts booster.
Now he puts a booster to make sure that the attack hits. But I don't think he needs a booster at this point because it's only 9k.
No, I mean for the next turn. Go.
I mean, yeah, you're right for the next turn.
Previous match. Actually, yes, he can basically prepare.
Oh no, he puts it in the other rear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he puts the other.
Yeah, I think Lalo just needs to push the game for this at this point. Because he's still at 2 damage. He can basically take 3 more attacks as long as you don't take the Vanguard attack. Yeah, I think Lalo is just playing a Hail Mary at this point, just wanting to deal as much damage as possible. And hopefully there are no triggers over at Hansen's side to defer Lalo from attacking.
Oh, there you go. A booster. I think
yeah, I think Lalo is making sure that all the attacks hit. This is 19k because that's 12 plus 7. Or I mean plus 8, that's already 20. That is a magic number. Hansen would need to guard more. First check, front trigger. That's what we want to see. That's what the petting zoo needs for it to become a bunch of caged animals ready to attack.
Straight to 3 damage.
Now with the front trigger, everything is bigger. Hanzen is gonna have a hard time guarding those attacks. I don't think Hanzen was betting from Lalo to hit the front trigger. Hanzen is now at the back foot. Those are very big attacks. He needs 2 cards to guard them. And this is the power of the front trigger. This is the power of the hoof axle markers in the first turn for Lao. And here we go, setting up.
Good. The front was so good.
Yeah,
The spot.
that front trigger basically just threw the game open, putting Lao ahead of Hanzen. Hanzen is now down to 5 handguards, I believe, 5 or 6 or 4, around that. So he's gonna have a harder time to do Salome. I think he's just gonna stick with Ashley. But even then, Lalo can just take the damage. What do you write? And here we go. He writes into Salome. Oh, I don't think this is a good card to write at this point. You're basically just. Oh.
Yeah, because he doesn't have the time to prepare. Unlike the previous match, it was the first turn. He ride the Ashley in the first turn. Unlike this time. Wanted to play.
12, 17k to 18k to the Vanguard. Lalo's guarding everything in turn. I think Lalo's gonna just no guard the Vanguard at this point. But that's the scary part. This is a restanding Vanguard. A critical trigger. Restand and a draw trigger. Oh my god. That's at least Lalo has a breathing room now. But that's the problem with restanding Vanguards. They keep the critical trigger. It's checked. Lalo has much less breathing room. And Salome basically calls for to be able to attack with another column. Attacking with 43,000 Vanguard. What will Lao do now? That is with a critical trigger. I think that's 15, 30k, 53. Yeah, that will be one to pass. But this is still a twin drive unit. First check, critical trigger. And we have the handshake. Hanzen takes the game with the explosive power of the harem of Lady Knights. And here we have the champion for this week's Vanguard tournament, Hanzen. So what do you think, Hansen? What do you think of your game with Laula? Did you have any hard time?
Yes, especially in the hard time using, especially with his hamsters. I was having hard time preparing for his attack because he was always pulling front triggers. Always, it's always so difficult to fight with 20 all Axel backers. Yeah.
So that was what Axel is very good at multi-attacking. But because of Jewel Knights is also good at multi-attacking. So what do you think you had the advantage over Axel clans?
Since I was taking advantage of especially Axel decks usually 12k base. So
Yeah.
even if he gets a take, I can still hit with my first markers. So with force markers, we can get 10k. So even if I get a trade, I can still hit it for big numbers.
Yeah, basically Salome was the the MVP of that game. I didn't even know why I wrote King Saber because he never even wrote it once. But Salome basically just won you the game with all the restands. What do you think? Do you think the new support would replace Salome?
For me, it will still be a good addition to the deck because especially with Salome with gives you an extra drive check, and as a instance it gives more pressure to your opponent, especially when they are 3 or 4 damage. So that is why Salome is still good.
Yeah, Salome is still good. And since you are today's weekly champion, what is your trash talk to all of the other losers that you have beaten this week?
Crit plus 10, crit plus 10.
Let's go! Hands for Hansen. Congratulations.